What if your dreams aren't just random stories, floating away like clouds when you wake up? What if, instead, they are secret messages, whispered from a deep, hidden part of your mind, trying to tell you something very important? Imagine a world where the strange adventures you have each night aren't just silly jumbles of thoughts, but clues to understanding yourself better. Think about it. One night you might be flying like a bird, free and light. Another night you might be lost in a dark forest, searching for something you can't quite name. These aren't just pictures in your head. These are echoes from a place within you that knows more than you think. A place that has seen countless stories unfold, not just in your life, but in the lives of everyone who has ever lived. It's like your mind has a secret library, full of very old books. Each book tells a different kind of story, a story that has been told over and over again since the beginning of time. And sometimes, when you are asleep, your mind opens one of these books and shows you a picture from it. These pictures are your dreams. These secret messages often come from a wise part of us, a part that Carl Jung, a very smart man who studied dreams, called the collective unconscious. It's like a shared memory bank for all of humanity. In this deep part of our minds live special characters and ideas that show up again and again in dreams, stories, and even our everyday thoughts. These are not just any characters. They are ancient patterns, like blueprints for different kinds of people or situations. They are like the main characters in a play that has been performed for thousands of years. You might see a brave hero going on a quest, or a wise old person offering advice. You might meet a scary monster, or a beautiful queen. These characters aren't just in your dreams. They are in the oldest stories we know, in myths, and in fairy tales from all over the world. They show us how people have always faced challenges, learned lessons, and grown. These dream characters, these ancient patterns, are trying to wake you up. They want you to see something important about yourself, about your life, or about the world around you. They are not there to scare you or confuse you, but to guide you, to help you understand the deeper currents flowing beneath the surface of your daily life. They are like friendly guides in the nighttime, pointing the way to hidden truths. These friendly guides in the nighttime, pointing the way to hidden truths, were a big focus for a very smart man named Carl Jung. He was a doctor who studied the mind, not just the parts we use for thinking and talking every day, but also the deep, secret places we don't often notice. Jung lived a long time ago, but his ideas about dreams and the hidden mind are still very important today. Imagine someone who loved puzzles, but not just jigsaw puzzles. He loved the puzzles of what makes people act the way they do, what makes them feel happy or sad, and what those strange pictures in our heads at night really mean. Carl Jung was like a detective of the mind. He spent his life listening to people's dreams and looking for patterns, like finding the same kind of treasure map in many different stories. He wasn't just interested in what we think on the surface. He wanted to dig deeper, like finding a hidden cave beneath a familiar mountain. He believed there was a part of our mind, a very old and wise part, that holds all the stories and wisdom of everyone who has ever lived. This is the collective unconscious we talked about, a shared pool of knowledge and experiences that connects us all. Jung saw that even though people lived in different countries and spoke different languages, they often had similar dreams. They dreamed of heroes, wise old people, dangerous animals, or beautiful gardens. It was as if everyone had the same set of basic story pieces in their minds, ready to be used in their own unique dreams. He called these basic story pieces archetypes. He realized that these archetypes weren't just random. They were like special keys that could unlock secrets about ourselves. By understanding these keys, we could understand why we feel certain ways, why we are drawn to certain things, and why we sometimes struggle with certain problems. Jung wasn't just guessing. He listened carefully, read ancient books, and studied myths from all over the world to see how these patterns repeated. He believed that these patterns in our dreams are not there to trick us, but to help us. They are trying to show us something important about our journey through life. They are like a compass from our deepest self, trying to point us in the right direction, especially when we feel lost or confused. Jung taught us that paying attention to these secret messages is a powerful way to learn about ourselves and become more complete people. He opened a door to a whole new way of looking at our inner world, showing us that our dreams are not just fleeting moments, but profound guides. Jung's brilliant discovery, these archetypes, are like the basic building blocks of stories, always present in the deep ocean of our shared human experience. Think of them not as actual people, but as powerful ideas or roles that everyone recognizes, no matter where they live or what language they speak. They are the original molds from which all characters in our stories, myths, and even our dreams are cast. Imagine you're watching a play that has been performed for thousands of years, all over the world. The costumes change, the actors are different, but the main parts, the brave hero, the wise helper, the tricky villain, stay the same. Archetypes are those main parts. They are not something we learn from books. They are born within us, like the instinct to cry when we are sad or smile when we are happy. These ancient patterns show up everywhere. When you read a fairy tale about a princess locked in a tower, you're seeing an archetype, perhaps the innocent, or the captive. When you hear a legend about a powerful wizard who knows all the secrets, that's the wise old man archetype at play. And when you dream of facing a big, scary beast, that might be the shadow archetype, representing a challenge or a hidden fear within yourself. It's as if our minds have a special language, and archetypes are the most important words in that language. They speak to us not through sounds, but through feelings, images, and symbols. They are the universal themes that connect us all, showing that deep down, we share many of the same hopes, fears, and life journeys. These archetypes are alive in our dreams, too. They don't always look exactly like the characters in stories. Sometimes the hero might appear as an animal that helps you, or the mother might be a nurturing garden. The dream world uses symbols to show us these powerful patterns. It's like a secret code, and understanding archetypes is like finding the key to unlock that code. They are trying to tell us something vital. Perhaps the hero in your dream is urging you to be brave in your waking life. Maybe the wise old woman is offering you guidance for a tough decision. These ancient patterns are not just pretty pictures. They are active forces, trying to nudge us, encourage us, or even warn us about something important that needs our attention. They are the silent, steady voice of our deepest self, speaking through timeless symbols. To truly unlock this secret language of the soul, let's look at some of these powerful archetypes more closely. Think of them as familiar faces in the crowd of your dreams, each with a special message. First, there's the hero. This isn't just a superhero with a cape, it's the part of us that rises to meet challenges. In a dream, the hero might be you, facing a scary beast, or a small animal showing great courage. The hero archetype pushes us to overcome fears, to embark on a journey, or to stand up for what's right. It reminds us of our own strength and potential, urging us to be brave in our waking lives. Then we have the wise old man, or wise old woman. This archetype is the giver of wisdom, the guide who knows the secret paths. In dreams, they might appear as an ancient wizard, a kind grandmother, or even a talking animal with profound advice. They represent the deep knowledge and experience that resides within us, or that we need to seek out. When this archetype appears, it often means you are looking for answers, or that wisdom is available to you if you listen carefully. They offer a lamp in the darkness, a map to navigate confusing times. Next, there's the fascinating and often misunderstood shadow. This is not always a bad thing. The shadow represents the parts of ourselves we don't like, or that we try to hide away. It's the jealous side, the angry side, the lazy side, anything we've pushed down because we think it's not good. In dreams, the shadow might appear as a scary monster, a dark figure, or even someone you dislike intensely. But Jung taught us that facing our shadow, and learning to understand it, is one of the most important steps to becoming whole. It's not about getting rid of it, but about integrating it, like bringing a lost part of yourself back home. And finally, consider the mother archetype. This isn't just your own mother. It's the idea of nurturing, growth, comfort, and protection. In a dream, the mother might be a bountiful garden, a warm house, a calm ocean, or a comforting female figure. She represents the source of life, creativity, and unconditional love. When the mother archetype appears, it might be calling you to nurture yourself, to create something new, or to find comfort and safety. These are just a few examples, but they illustrate how these universal patterns are constantly at play, shaping our inner world. They are not static images, but dynamic forces, waiting for us to recognize them and learn their lessons. Each archetype holds a piece of the puzzle of who we are, and by exploring them, we begin to understand the deeper story of our own soul. These archetypes are not just visitors in our dreams, they are the very threads woven into the fabric of human storytelling. They appear again and again, in every corner of the world, like ancient constellations guiding travelers through time. Take the hero, for instance. From Hercules in ancient Greece battling mythical beasts, to Luke Skywalker fighting the evil empire in a galaxy far, far away, the hero's journey is a tale told countless times. It's the story of facing great danger, overcoming obstacles, and returning changed. This isn't just a coincidence. It's the archetype of the hero shining through, speaking to something deep within us all that yearns for courage and triumph. Think about the wise old man or woman. In African folktales, you might find an elder imparting crucial life lessons. In European fairy tales, it's often a fairy godmother or a wizard, like Merlin, guiding a young king. Even in modern movies, there's often a mentor figure, like Dumbledore in Harry Potter, who offers wisdom and support. These figures, though different in appearance, all carry the same archetypal essence, the profound wisdom that comes from age and experience, ready to be shared. And what about the shadow? This archetype takes many forms. In the story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, we see a clear picture of the hidden, darker side of a person. In many myths, there's a monster or an enemy that the hero must face, which often represents their own inner demons. Even in Disney movies, villains like Maleficent or Scar can be seen as embodying the shadow, representing the dark impulses and fears that lurk within us. These stories, whether ancient or new, help us understand that confronting our own hidden parts is a necessary step in becoming whole. The mother archetype, too, blossoms in endless forms. From the nurturing earth mother goddesses worshipped by ancient peoples, to the protective fairy queen in children's stories, or even the supportive best friend in a romantic comedy, this archetype speaks of care, creation, and comfort. It's the feeling of safety and growth, the source from which life springs and is sustained. The amazing thing is that these patterns show up across vastly different cultures and times. A myth from a small village in Africa might share the same archetypal themes as a blockbuster movie from Hollywood. This is because these archetypes tap into something universal in the human spirit. They are the echoes of our shared past, the common language of our souls, showing us that deep down, we are all connected by these fundamental experiences and lessons. When we see them in stories, we feel them in our hearts, because they resonate with the archetypes alive within us. When we recognize these archetypes not just in stories, but in the private theater of our own dreams, something truly magical happens. It's like finding a secret key that unlocks deeper rooms within ourselves. Seeing these ancient patterns in our dreams can help us understand who we really are, what we truly need, and how we can grow into the best version of ourselves. Imagine you keep having a dream where you are trying to climb a very steep mountain, but you feel tired and stuck. If you understand the hero archetype, you might realize this dream is telling you that a challenge in your waking life feels like a huge climb. The dream isn't just showing you a mountain, it's showing you your inner hero struggling, and perhaps asking you to find new strength or a different path. It makes you ask, where in my life am I feeling like a hero on a tough journey? Or perhaps you dream of a wise owl giving you a riddle. This isn't just a funny dream, it's the wise old man/woman archetype offering you a chance to think deeply about a problem. It's a message from your inner wisdom, telling you that the answers are there if you are willing to ponder them. This can help you understand that you have inner resources for guidance, even when you feel lost. Even dreams about the shadow, those scary or unpleasant figures, are gifts. If you dream of a dark, angry person chasing you, it might be your own hidden anger or frustration that needs to be acknowledged. Instead of being scared, you can ask, what am I angry about that I'm not letting myself feel? By facing this shadow in your dream, you begin to understand and accept that part of yourself, making you a more complete and less fearful person in real life. It helps you grow by integrating what you once pushed away. So, when we pay attention to these archetypes in our dreams, we're not just interpreting symbols, we're having a conversation with our deepest self. Our dreams are like a personal guide, showing us where we are strong, where we need to be brave, where we need wisdom, and where we need to heal. They help us see the bigger story of our lives, not just the daily tasks. They push us gently towards becoming more aware, more balanced, and more truly ourselves. This self-understanding is the seed from which true personal growth blossoms. Let's dive deeper into a specific example, to truly see how these archetypes whisper to us in our sleep. Imagine a person, let's call her Sarah, who is facing a huge challenge in her waking life. Perhaps she's starting a difficult new job, or she needs to make a big decision that will change her future. She feels nervous, unsure if she has the strength to face what's ahead. One night, Sarah has a dream. She finds herself standing at the edge of a vast, dark forest. The trees are tall and ancient, and a deep fog hangs heavy, making it hard to see the path. In her dream, she feels a mix of fear and a strange pull to enter the forest. She knows she has to go in, but she feels very small and unprepared. As she hesitates, a small, glowing bird appears, chirping brightly and flying just a little way into the forest, as if inviting her to follow. Sarah takes a deep breath and steps into the misty woods, feeling her heart pound. The bird continues to guide her, fluttering just ahead, sometimes pausing to wait for her. She encounters thorny bushes and tricky roots, but the bird's light helps her avoid the worst of them. This dream is a perfect example of the hero archetype at work. Sarah, the dreamer, is the hero of her own story. The dark, misty forest represents the big challenge she's facing in her waking life, the unknown, the fear, the difficulty. The small, glowing bird is a symbol of her inner courage, her intuition, or perhaps a small spark of hope she holds onto. It's not a grand, strong warrior, but a gentle, persistent guide, showing her that even small acts of bravery can light the way. The dream is telling Sarah, you are capable of facing this challenge. You have an inner guide, a brave part of yourself, that will help you navigate the difficult path. It's not saying the path will be easy, but it is affirming her strength and showing her that she already possesses the resources to begin her journey. When Sarah wakes up and remembers this dream, she might feel a renewed sense of courage, a quiet confidence that she can indeed step into the forest of her new job or make that important decision. The hero archetype in her dream has awakened her own heroic spirit, reminding her of the strength she already holds within. While the hero archetype calls us to bravery, another powerful archetype often appears to challenge us in a different way, the shadow. This is perhaps the most mysterious and often misunderstood of all the archetypes. It's not necessarily evil, but it represents everything about ourselves that we have pushed away, hidden in the dark corners of our minds because we believe it's bad or unacceptable. Think of it like this: when you walk, you cast a shadow. It's part of you, but it's dark and follows behind, sometimes distorting your shape. The psychological shadow is similar. It's the collection of all the traits, feelings, and impulses that we don't want to admit are part of us. Maybe it's anger, jealousy, laziness, or even a deep sadness we try to ignore. We try to be good people, so we hide these parts, hoping they'll just go away. But they don't. They simply live in the shadow, waiting for our attention. In dreams, the shadow can appear in many forms. It might be a dark, faceless figure chasing you, or a scary monster lurking in the corners. Sometimes, it takes the form of someone you intensely dislike or fear in your waking life, because that person might be showing you a part of yourself you don't want to see. For example, if you often dream of a grumpy, angry person, it might be your own unacknowledged anger trying to get your attention. The shadow's appearance in a dream isn't meant to frighten you and keep you running. Instead, it's a call from your deepest self to face what you've hidden. Jung believed that we cannot become truly whole until we acknowledge and understand our shadow. It's like finding a lost piece of a puzzle. The picture isn't complete without it. When we ignore our shadow, it can cause problems in our lives. We might lash out unexpectedly, or feel a strange sadness we can't explain. Imagine someone, let's call him Mark, who prides himself on always being kind and agreeable. But he often dreams of being yelled at by a dark, powerful figure. This dream could be his shadow, representing his own unexpressed anger or frustration that he has suppressed. The dream is urging him to look at these feelings, not to become an angry person, but to understand why he feels them and find healthy ways to express them. Facing the shadow is a journey of self-discovery, where we learn that even our darker parts hold energy and potential that can be integrated into a richer, more authentic self. It's a profound invitation to embrace all of who we are. This profound invitation to embrace all of who we are, especially our shadow, is not about becoming bad. It's about becoming whole. Understanding our shadow is like bringing light into a dark room. When the room is dark, you might trip over things or not know what's truly there. But with light, you can see everything, decide what to keep, what to clean, and how to arrange your space. When we deny our shadow, those hidden parts don't just disappear. They often pop out in unexpected ways. Someone who tries very hard to always be polite might suddenly have a burst of anger over something small. Or a person who thinks they are never jealous might find themselves feeling strangely upset when a friend succeeds. These are moments when the unacknowledged shadow is pushing its way into the light, trying to get our attention. By understanding our shadow, we gain control. It's not about letting our negative traits run wild, but about recognizing them and learning to manage them. If you know you have a tendency to be impatient, you can work on being more patient. If you know you sometimes feel envious, you can explore where that feeling comes from and learn to celebrate others' successes. This awareness makes us more balanced people. We become less likely to be surprised by our own reactions and more able to choose how we respond to the world. Jung called this process integration. It means bringing all the different parts of ourselves, the good, the bad, the hidden, together into a complete picture. Imagine a beautiful tapestry. If you cut out some threads because you don't like their color, the tapestry becomes weaker and less beautiful. But if you weave all the threads together, even the darker ones, the tapestry becomes richer, stronger, and more complex. This journey of integrating the shadow helps us to be more authentic. We stop pretending to be someone we're not. We become more honest with ourselves and with others. This authenticity brings a deep sense of inner peace and strength. It also makes us more understanding of other people, because we know that everyone has a shadow. When we accept our own hidden parts, it becomes easier to accept the hidden parts of others, leading to more kindness and compassion in the world. So, understanding our shadow is not just for our own good, it helps us connect with others on a deeper, more human level, making us truly balanced and whole. Beyond simply understanding who we are, dreams, with their archetypal language, serve as powerful mirrors, showing us what we truly need to learn or change in our lives. They are not just reflections of the past, but signposts for the future, guiding us towards growth and healing. Our unconscious mind, through these nightly visions, acts like a wise elder, gently nudging us toward paths we might be avoiding or lessons we need to grasp. Imagine your waking life as a journey, and sometimes you get stuck in a rut, repeating old habits or facing the same problems again and again. Your dreams often step in at these times, offering a fresh perspective or highlighting the very thing that needs attention. For example, if someone is always putting others' needs before their own, they might dream of being trapped in a cage, or endlessly serving a demanding crowd. This dream isn't just a random picture, it's a symbolic message saying, you need to set boundaries. You need to take care of yourself. Or consider a person who avoids making big decisions, always waiting for someone else to choose. Their dreams might show them standing at a crossroads with many paths, but unable to move. This dream is a call to action, urging them to develop their inner guide, the wise old man/woman, and learn to trust their own choices. The dream is showing them a lesson they need to learn in their waking life, how to take charge of their own destiny. Dreams often bring to light what we are ignoring. If you're constantly busy and never rest, you might dream of a beautiful, peaceful garden that you can't enter, or a broken machine that needs fixing. This could be your mind telling you that you need rest, or that a part of your life, like your health or your relationships, needs repair and care. The symbols in the dream are not always literal, but their message is clear. There's something vital that you are overlooking. These dream messages are always trying to help us become more complete. They don't judge us. They simply present the truth of our inner state. They can point to fears that are holding us back, desires we've suppressed, or talents we haven't explored. By listening to these nocturnal narratives, by reflecting on their archetypal patterns, we gain incredible insight into the work our soul needs to do. Our dreams become a dynamic dialogue, constantly asking us to grow, to change, and to fully embrace the journey of our unique lives. They are truly trying to wake us up to our fullest potential. And so, as we journey through our waking lives, always seeking to learn and change, let us remember the other world that waits for us each night. The dream world is not merely a jumble of fleeting images, but a sacred space, a shimmering tapestry woven from the threads of our deepest truths and the ancient wisdom of humanity. It is a whispered temple where the everyday fades, and the soul's true voice can be heard. Imagine drifting into sleep as if stepping through a hidden door, leaving behind the noise and demands of the day. You enter a landscape painted with the hues of emotion, where time bends and logic takes a gentle bow. Here, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. A simple tree might hold the wisdom of ages, a flowing river might carry the current of your life's path, and a forgotten house might be a chamber of your own soul. This is where our inner wisdom, often quieted by the bustling world, finds its clearest voice. It speaks not in direct commands, but in symbols, in stories, in the subtle dance of light and shadow. It is a language older than words, a song that resonates with the deepest chambers of our being. When we pay attention, we can almost feel the presence of the wise old man/woman archetype, gently guiding us, or the comforting embrace of the mother archetype, offering solace. The dream world is a place of profound healing and boundless creativity. It's where the scattered pieces of our day are rearranged into meaningful patterns, where fears are faced in symbolic battles, and where new possibilities bloom like rare night flowers. It's a personal oracle, a silent mentor, a loyal friend who knows our heart's true longings and gently nudges us towards them. So, let us treat our dreams not as strange interruptions, but as precious invitations. Each night, when our eyes close, we are granted passage to this special realm, a sanctuary where our soul unfolds its secrets. Here, in the quiet depths, the archetypes gather, ready to speak, ready to show us the way. It is a timeless conversation, a sacred communion with the vast, knowing ocean of our own inner being, ever present, ever waiting to illuminate our path. This timeless conversation with our inner being through dreams doesn't just stay in the mystical realm of sleep. The archetypes we encounter there, the wisdom they impart, profoundly influence our daily lives and shape the very fabric of our relationships. They are the invisible currents that steer our choices, color our perceptions, and determine how we interact with the world and the people in it. Think of it like this: if your dreams are consistently showing you the hero archetype, urging you to face a challenge, that energy doesn't simply vanish upon waking. Instead, you might find yourself feeling more confident, more ready to tackle a difficult task at work, or more willing to speak up for yourself in a tricky situation. The bravery cultivated in your sleep world flows into your waking hours, giving you a quiet strength you might not have realized you possessed. Conversely, if you're constantly ignoring the calls of the shadow in your dreams, perhaps a recurring figure of a critical parent, that unresolved inner conflict can spill into your relationships. You might find yourself easily annoyed by a friend's perceived flaws, or constantly feeling judged by your partner, even if they're not actually judging you. This is the unacknowledged shadow projecting itself outward, influencing how you see others and how you respond to them. By understanding the shadow in your dreams, you can begin to untangle these complex feelings and improve how you connect with people. The mother archetype, too, can deeply affect our daily interactions. If your dreams reveal a strong need for nurturing or comfort, you might seek out more supportive relationships, or learn to offer more care to yourself and others. If your dreams highlight a lack of nurturing, it could prompt you to find healthier ways to give and receive love, transforming distant relationships into closer ones. Jung's insight teaches us that our inner world is not separate from our outer world. The patterns shaping our thoughts and feelings at night are the same patterns that inform our waking decisions and shape our connections with others. When we pay attention to these archetypal influences, we gain a clearer understanding of why we behave the way we do, why certain people or situations trigger strong reactions in us, and how we can consciously choose to respond differently. It's like learning the hidden grammar of human interaction, allowing us to write a more harmonious and fulfilling story for our lives and our relationships. The archetypes, then, are not just ancient echoes, but living forces that call us to greater awareness in every moment. Given the profound influence of archetypes, both in the dream world and our waking lives, it becomes clear that paying attention to our dreams can be one of the most powerful and transformative practices for personal growth. It is not just a quirky hobby, but a deeply meaningful journey into the very heart of who we are and who we are meant to become. Think of your dreams as a nightly conversation with your soul, a personal therapy session with your deepest wisdom. When you take the time to remember your dreams, to write them down, and to ponder their symbols and characters, you are actively engaging with this inner guide. You are sending a signal to your unconscious mind that you are ready to listen, ready to learn, and ready to embrace the messages it has for you. This practice can be a source of incredible healing. Dreams can reveal old wounds that need tending, guiding us towards forgiveness, acceptance, or release. They can offer comfort in times of sorrow, or a sense of direction when we feel utterly lost. It's like having a wise, loving presence constantly watching over you, ready to offer support and insight when you need it most. Furthermore, paying attention to our dreams unlocks our creative potential. The dream world is a realm of limitless imagination, where new ideas are born and possibilities are endless. Many artists, writers, and scientists have found inspiration in their dreams, solving problems or envisioning new creations that later change the world. By connecting with this creative wellspring each night, we can bring more freshness, innovation, and joy into our waking lives. It's a pathway to becoming more authentic, more integrated, and more truly ourselves. As we listen to the archetypal voices in our dreams, we peel back the layers of what society expects of us, or what we think we should be, and begin to uncover the unique, radiant individual we truly are. This journey isn't always easy, as it often involves facing uncomfortable truths, like the shadow, but it is always rewarding. So, I invite you to consider, what secret messages are your dreams trying to whisper to you? What ancient archetypes are waiting in the quiet depths of your sleep, ready to guide you, challenge you, or awaken you to a deeper understanding of your own incredible story? Close your eyes tonight, not just to rest, but to listen, for your dreams are trying to wake you up.